Hello, I'm Belkis Perez. Thanks for watching Coral Gables Television. Today on Coral Gables Now, the Coral Gables Art Cinema is enhancing its family programming thanks to a major grant.
Find out what fluttering insect has taken over Fairchild Tropical Botanic Garden.
Plus, find out how Doctors Hospital is improving its services. Those stories and much more, Coral Gables Now starts right now. Welcome to Coral Gables Now. I hope you're having a great new year. We start the show with some exciting news from Fairchild Tropical Botanic Gardens. There is a brand new exhibit that is now open to the public. Tanya Leitz was one of the first people to view the new butterfly exhibit and science village. She joins us now with that story. Tanya, I saw a picture of the new exhibit and it looks huge. What exactly is in there?
Belkis, this place is amazing, especially for nature lovers, including myself. What we can find here are exotic butterflies, especially from Central and South America, living in this biodiversity situation where you can find orchids, other plants, as well as hummingbirds. This place has everyone coming in and out of here all day long, and it's just beautiful. But I wanted to talk to a couple of people who gave me more insight into this new science village at the Fairchild Tropical Garden. The new Butterfly Conservatory is part of the Science Village, which covers more than 25,000 square feet. When visitors arrive, one of the first things they encounter is a glass window where the Butterfly Metamorphosis Lab is taking effect.
This is our hatching cages, I think you would call them, for all our butterfly chrysalis. We bring in chrysalis from breeding farms in countries throughout the tropics. This morning the girls are actually putting little pins into the silk buttons that the chrysalis would naturally be suspended from, so they can hang them on canes, and then we put the canes in these cages and let the butterflies hatch out. That's our little bit of the metamorphosis story. We don't breed the butterflies, we import the chrysalis and then the butterflies hatch out from the chrysalis.
Once the butterflies have hatched, they are taken outside into the exhibit. Guests then have the opportunity to see these butterflies released as part of the interactive programming. Not only is this great for families, but it serves as a learning tool.
We have an entire science education pipeline where we take children, pre-K children, they come in here and just appreciate nature, appreciate diversity, but then as they get older, they stay with us throughout their education. They come back and learn more about science, learn more about nature and the tropics, and then when they get to high school, they have the opportunity to go to one of our local universities. They can go to the University of Miami, they can go to FIU, and they can take classes here at Fairchild and continue studying tropical plants and tropical science.
So what characterizes the butterfly? The butterfly is an insect that is one of a kind. Its lifespan could be anywhere from a week to nearly a year, depending on the species. Although butterflies are found across the globe in all types of environments, they are most prominent in tropical areas. Some of the butterflies you can find here at the exhibit include the following: the Atala butterfly, a native to South Florida; the blue morpho, found mostly in South America; the monarch, found in North America; and the owl butterfly, distinguished by its color and eye spots resembling those of an owl. The little ones came to know that these exotic insects come in all colors and sizes. This garden exemplifies biodiversity as the butterflies and plants depend on each other for survival, with plants providing food and shelter. Their diet includes the nectar from flowers and the liquid from rotting fruits. Guests are educated by Fairchild staff and volunteers on how this interdependence is crucial to their survival and the ecosystem. This butterfly conservatory is just one of the buildings of the Science Village, which also includes labs and classrooms.
Tanya, one more thing. Is that Science Village a behind-the-scenes building at Fairchild just for scientists, or will people like you and me have access to it?
Well, Balkis, this new Science Village is exclusively for the scientists and students learning in these laboratories. I did speak to Mr. Carl Lewis, who had more information on the subject.
Now, beyond the exhibit, we have labs where we're doing a lot of research on tropical plants and butterflies. We have a lab where we're studying DNA. We're using the same techniques that we would use in the Human Genome Project, but we're using those on palms and orchids and other tropical plants. So it's high technology. We have a lab for microscopy and taking close-up images of plants and butterflies. And then we have a lab for doing tissue culture, where we're growing millions of little orchids to put on street trees throughout Miami.
Make sure to take a walk through this garden at Fairchild Tropical Botanic Garden. It is truly a sight to see. For Coral Gables Now, this has been Tanya Leitz.
All right, thanks, Tanya. Still to come on Coral Gables Now, looking to get fit? Well, we'll show you some different options in the city's fitness district. 2 cultural venues receive grants that will enhance programming. We'll tell you who they are. And we'll show you some of the major improvements at Doctors Hospital. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Good news, the Coral Gables Art Cinema just received a grant from the prestigious Knight Foundation. The grant will enhance the cinema's programming, and joining us to talk about the award is Robert Rosenberg. He's the director of the Coral Gables Art Cinema. Thank you so much, Robert, for being here, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So tell me about this this whole grant that you got. It's a matching grant.
Right. Well, we got this grant from the Knight Foundation Arts Challenge program.
And that's different because they do have other grants that they offer.
But the Arts Challenge, they've put millions of dollars into it in the last 4 years, is a competitive program where they call for the community to submit proposals. They get over 1,000 a year. They whittle them down to, this case, 30 plus grants that they give out. And it's competitive. It's very, very competitive. So that's very exciting to me to be chosen from among 1,000 plus proposals that we're one of them.
So why, what's the criteria when you were submitting for this Arts Challenge, arts related, but what specific were they looking for?
They're looking for programs that speak to the community, that do something hopefully new in terms of the arts. And obviously, in terms of us, I think they're also looking for organizations that have proven to some extent that they're capable of doing what they say they're going to do. And I think for us, that's really one of the biggest criteria, is that in 2 years, we've only been open 2 years in downtown Gables, that we've really achieved such prominence and such a great reputation. We've applied for 4 years, since before we opened and after we opened, and now we finally got the grant.
This is the first time you get the grant
through
the Knight Foundation.
Exactly.
That's great. So what are you going to do with this grant? Tell me about the programming that is going to go in place as a result.
Well, definitely. We're getting $150,000 from the foundation over 3 years, which we match, so it's actually $100,000 a year. And it's the general grant is to enhance and improve and deepen our programming, what we do. We've selected 2 tracks for how we're going to spend the money to really focus. One is to develop a children's film festival for South Florida in partnership with the New York Children's Film Festival, which is the biggest one in the country. So we're going to present it together and build on their programming, what they do, to have a really international scope, high-end, brand new sets of films that we'll bring in for a 3 to 4 day kind of weekend in 2013. I don't want to say the date yet because we haven't quite set that. The second thing we're doing, the second track, which I'm calling tentatively Filmmaking Under the Sun, is going to be a series of initiatives designed to support local filmmakers at all levels, from high school, university, and the community, by bringing in film artists from around the world to South Florida for residencies where they'll show films at the theater for the public and they'll have master classes, but tracking in towards the end of the 3-year cycle to developing at least one feature film project that we're really going to do in partnership with the filmmakers in Miami. We're very excited about that.
Wow, okay. So going back to the Children's Film Festival, would this be one of the you do have a children's component right now,
right.
a younger audience
right.
component.
We already have Family Day.
Right.
We do a Family Day on Aragon in partnership with the Coral Gables Museum and Books
Right.
and Books, who are all on the same block of Aragon Avenue, once a month on the second Saturday. So we always show a movie at 11 o'clock, whether it's a classic film or a new film, for children of different ages. And we've also done additional screenings as well. Plus, in the summertime, 2 years in a row, we've done a teen-oriented like a summer camp for filmmaking for teens
Yes.
in partnership with the Florida Film Institute. So we've been deepening our connections to parents and children and teens in the community, and this is a natural next step for us, is to develop a signature program, a signature festival like this for South Florida.
It broadens your audience as well. I mean, instead of just once a month, I think it is that you do it.
Right,
It's a
pretty
great opportunity to get children excited about films early on.
Absolutely, and it's really just a first step. We'd
Yeah.
love to expand. We've done the teen summer film camp. We'd love to do film programs, intensives on holidays for younger children. So we have a sort of medium-term game plan, but of course everything takes money, and we have to raise
Yes.
money to even to complete this project as well.
So this idea was going to happen regardless, right? It's just, this is great to have this.
The Children's Film Festival, we really were already committed to. We were going to raise the money by hook or by crook and try to do it in 2013. So this is perfect timing that we've gotten this grant. The Filmmaking Under the Sun components is building on things we've already done. We've brought in filmmakers, but usually for 3 or 4 days. The idea is to expand the time they stay here and be able to pay them an honorarium when they're coming in. Up until now, they're promoting only one film. They do a day or two of media, appointments, and they do the opening night, maybe a panel discussion. So the idea is to expand that, and as we expand that, then we can deepen what we're doing with filmmakers in the community as well. So it's building on what we have.
And what do you think this is going to mean moving forward from now to have this prestigious grant awarded to you for the cinema? What is this going to mean?
Well, it's both the money, because the money is very important in this day and age, but it's also kind of a seal of approval. It says this is a serious arts organization, it's a successful arts organization, and having been around only 2 years in terms of being open, that's a big deal. It's a big deal for people who might want to open up their pocketbooks and their wallets and say, well, if the Knight Foundation funded them, I'll fund them. And also, of course, you get the one-to-one match at the moment where you double your money. I also think right now we've been primarily a movie theater, an alternative movie theater, a cool movie theater.
Yeah.
That's all true, and we're trying to develop a little bit more our reputation as a film arts center where educational activities, now film production, is going on around that core identity, which is the screen that we have in the wonderful theater, so that we get a reputation as a nonprofit film arts center with all kinds of ideas about expanding in the future our footprint in Coral Gables.
Yeah, well, congratulations to you. Great programming, and now you're going to have such a wonderful component having these two programs that you're going to add, and obviously any funding that you get is great for residents because we see the benefits from it. So it's a win-win situation.
Absolutely.
And if you want more information on the new programming or to see what's playing at the cinema, you can always visit their website. It's gablescinema.com, and you can find more information on the Knight Foundation by visiting knightfoundation.org. There's still much more to come on Coral Gables Now. Hopefully you won't need to go to the hospital, but Doctors Hospital is prepared just in case you do. We'll show you some of the renovations and enhancements underway. And did you know the city has a fitness district? There is no excuse for putting off that New Year's resolution any longer. We'll be right back.
Take a pop quiz with me. In what film did I feel a need for speed? What was my call sign? Who did I sit behind in the F-14? Oh, and one more question. Who does your kid sit behind in homeroom?
Know what really matters. Know about your kid's school and know about your kid. Find out 100 ways to know more, do more.
Welcome back. Doctors Hospital has seen a lot of change recently, and it's all for the better. Renovations, new equipment, it's all being done to make sure that if and when you need to go to the hospital, you receive the best care possible without having to leave the city. Here to update us on the changes is Nelson Lasso. He is the CEO of Doctors Hospital. Thank you so much, Nelson, for being here.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
So a lot of changes going on in Doctors Hospital. You go by and there's construction, ER looking pretty good. Tell me about that.
Well, since the last time I've been here, a lot of very positive things have been taking place at Doctors Hospital. We recently, I would have to say in the last year and a half, undertaken a really systematic approach to renovating and bringing up to par certain areas of Doctors Hospital. For example, we were really focused on upgrading and expanding our emergency room. So that project started about a year and a half ago. We're halfway through that project, so we've actually opened up half of the new emergency room, with the other half being opened in the summer of 2013. So we're basically renovating the whole emergency room from scratch, inside and the outside part of it. And we're expanding it and doubling the size of it. And it's going to be state-of-the-art, providing us the ability to flow patients very smoothly through the emergency room and expanding our diagnostic capabilities. So we're extremely excited with this project. You know, the hospital was built in 1949, and as much as there have been, you know, cosmetic things done to the hospital and to the emergency room, a renovation of this type has never taken place at Doctors Hospital. So we're all excited about it.
And so, what do you expect wait times? I mean, right now you don't have such a long wait time at all. So, was it just to have better capacity?
Right. Well, I mean, that's a good point you bring up. Our wait times are excellent. It's very rarely that you're waiting an hour in that emergency room. So the focus really hasn't been on wait times, and obviously if we can make the wait times even better, that'd be great for all of us. But I think it's more for the patient experience, the privacy issues, the flow of the patients through our emergency room, and providing better service and better care to our community.
And so you're now embarking on a new renovation also of the rest of the hospital. Tell me about that.
Well, we've undertaken, and as you can imagine, all the construction that's taking place on our campus now makes it a tremendous logistical problem for us. So this is a huge undertaking, but we're looking at renovating by the year 2015 all the patient rooms, all the nursing station, and all the common areas. So we're about, I want to say, 25% through that project. I'm sure that everybody knows that we've opened up in the last 3 or 4 years 2 hospitals, West Kendall Baptist and Homestead Hospital. Our goal is to, at the end of this project, have nothing to envy our sister facilities. And we want to give these rooms in the hospital the Coral Gables feel, and again, increase the patient experience when they come to our facility. So far, out of the rooms that we've already done, it is fantastic, fabulous a look to the rooms and to the nursing stations. So a tremendous different feel to Doctors Hospital right now.
And every single room will get that makeover.
Every single room will get that makeover. The nursing stations and the common areas and the floors and everything will be redone. It'll be a brand new facility, particularly the inside of the facility, when this project is done.
And not only structural, from what I understand, is taking place, but you've got new equipment that's being implemented as well.
Right.
Robotics?
Well, robotics is one of them, but getting back to the emergency room, we've added additional diagnostic capabilities. For example, now instead of 1 CT scanner, we have 2 CT scanners, which really helps us in the flow of the patients through the emergency room, and other diagnostic equipment that we've added.
Because those are the equipment that are used more often when you are in the emergency room.
The emergency room, and when you have a high capacity emergency room, and doctors is, I can't compare it to Baptist Hospital, but we are fairly busy. If your CT scanner is busy, or it goes down, then you really got a bottleneck. So we're expanding those diagnostic capabilities to increase our flow and, of course, provide better services. But getting back to robotics, we started our robotics program about a year ago. And our robotics program includes robotics in certain different capacities, particularly GYN, women's services, urology, general surgery. So those are primarily the three areas that we're working on. And again, it's becoming the standard of care throughout our community. And people that do the research and are going to have any type of surgeries, particularly the ones that just talked about, will do their homework and are going to come to you and go, do you offer robotic surgery? If you don't offer robotic surgery, they'll seek those services elsewhere. And the reason robotics is becoming very important is because it provides a less minimally invasive type procedure. Your recovery time is much less. And cosmetically, it's just a better situation for the patients. Your length of stay after surgery is a lot less as well. So it is the future, and it's becoming the standard of care.
And I think for our population, which we've got a growing senior population, the less invasive you can be, the minimal time as far as recovery would help as well.
Oh no! I mean, listen, absolutely, absolutely, and it is just a state-of-the-art type of procedure, and we're very pleased and very proud of the way our robotics program has taken off. Because we're at the point now that we're even looking at the possibility of expanding the program to a second robot. We're just very busy, and physicians coming out of school right now are training very quickly in robotics. So it's just becoming the the standard of care coming out of school for a lot of our surgeons.
And how about the orthopedics when it comes to, I know that sports medicine orthopedics is very big at doctors. Tell me about that. I mean, I don't think a lot of people know how prestigious of a program it is.
Well, our sports medicine program at Doctors Hospital is internationally known. We're very proud of that. I tell people that here in Coral Gables that a lot of people don't really understand what a high-level program we have right in our little city. People come from throughout the world to have procedures done at Doctors Hospital Center for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. As you know, we're the team physicians and medical service providers for the Heat, the Florida Panthers of the NHL, all the FIU sports teams, the Discover Orange Bowl, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're very closely affiliated now with the Miami Dolphins. So, and a lot of the NFL players and other athletes come to our center. So, very highly regarded, highly skilled physicians at our Center for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
And those are the same physicians that are treating the patients here.
Yes, these are the physicians that you can make an appointment and go to see. Now, we've expanded the program. We brought in additional orthopods in the last 2 to 3 years. We've expanded the program actually now to West Kendall Baptist Hospital. So Doctors Hospital Center for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine now has a satellite at Baptist West Kendall. So we're very pleased and very proud to have done that. And we're slowly incorporating our other sister facilities, particularly Baptist Hospital, with some of our orthopods. So we've recently also brought in a new joint surgeon that's doing work not only at Baptist Hospital, but at Baptist, not only at Doctors Hospital, but at Baptist Hospital. And we brought in a trauma orthopedic surgeon as well. So, slowly but surely, we're encompassing all our sister facilities and trying to cover all the modalities within orthopedics, not only sports medicine.
All right, great news. And lastly, I saw on your website that you guys were rated one of the best regional hospitals by U.S. News and World Report.
Well, listen, we're extremely, all is good news at Doctors Hospital right now, and we were very pleased and honored to have that distinction, along with our sister facility, South Miami Hospital. South Miami Hospital was ranked the #1 facility in all the state of Florida, so we're very pleased with that as well. But Doctors Hospital, for the first time, was recognized by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best hospitals in South Florida, and the 16th best hospital in the state of Florida, which is, out of 600-700 hospitals. That's an amazing honor for us. And it really takes a look at all the things that we do at the hospital. But what I'm pleased about, that it takes a look at outcomes. And that's what we're all about. We're trying to produce great clinical outcomes to our patients and great customer service and physician satisfaction. in customer service. That's what we're trying to do,
Exactly.
and that's what they focus on, and they realize that, and they recognize us for that. So we're very pleased and very proud to be serving South Florida, and particularly the Coral Gables community.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations for that.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And really a lot of good things coming to Doctors Hospital, and we should see that ER being fully operational by summer of this.
By July of 2013, completely opened, and it will have a nice little event to celebrate that.
Great. All right. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
And if you want more information on Doctors Hospital and any of the programming that it offers, you can just simply visit baptisthealth.net and then go to Doctors Hospital under the hospital list. Still to come on Coral Gables Now, we will take you to the city's fitness district to show you all the options for getting in shape. We'll be right back.
Can I help you, sir?
I found these over by the stairs.
Okay, thank you.
What are they?
Love handles. Lots of people lose them taking the stairs instead of the escalator.
Welcome back. It's time to keep that New Year's resolution once and for all. Getting in shape is easy when you like the exercise, and there are a lot of options in the city's fitness district. Veronica Fernandez has that story.
Many residents in Coral Gables have an active lifestyle, and I'm going to show you how you don't have to go outside of our city to get a great workout. The fitness district in the area of South Dixie Highway across from the University of Miami has great spots for yoga. The many benefits of yoga makes this a popular practice. Yoga can improve your flexibility, posture, and strength. But the area offers more than yoga. There's also cycling and Pilates, to name a few. And the last exercise idea is at the Coral Gables Country Club. The newly renovated facility offers a comfortable environment with a special focus on our Coral Gables community.
So a facility like this is great. It's not too pretentious. You can see it's very bright. It's very welcoming. Nice thing about the facility is that the parking is right there. It's very convenient. So you park, you come upstairs, and you're right there. So this is here to serve the community. And that's our goal at the Coral Gables Athletic Club.
The country club is located right by the Granada Golf Course, and it's a great alternative for those who are looking for a mix of indoors and outdoor activities.
We have our Junior Olympic-sized swimming pool as well as our tennis courts. So all this is included in our already low price, and it's available. We also have our free classes daily, which are Zumba, we have Pilates, we have martial fusion, we have kickboxing, we have tons of classes. And that's all complimentary, including your membership as well. And also, we're starting our spinning program very soon. So we have top-of-the-line spinning bikes, and we're getting that rolling this month.
The country club also offers classes for children and teenagers to develop self-esteem, focus, and life skills. Whether you prefer running, biking, or Zumba, there are plenty of workout options here in Coral Gables. Belkis, and I want to highlight that many of these programs and health clubs have great promotions for the new year. That's all I have. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Veronica. That does it for this edition of Coral Gables Now. Thanks for watching Coral Gables Television, and we'll see you next month.